All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming today during your valuable lunchtime. And this is Capital Integrative Health's Wellness webinar. It's called Thriving Thursdays. And today we have a very special guest, my friend Iris. And Iris is a reflexologist by training. She's a healthcare practitioner that she can tell you a bit more, but better than I can, I think, about what reflexology is and how it can really help your health and wellness and be very proactive in your health and wellness, especially during this time. Iris is currently in Phoenix, but she actually lives in Rockville, but she's out in uh, Phoenix right now. We can talk about that in a minute. But welcome, Iris. Great to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for asking me to be here.
Yes. And so that's a very recent picture of Iris in Arizona as well. We're going to
Mhm.
get into our community updates. So we have our Facebook page, and we did just announce on that page too that we are going to be starting a CIH podcast, which is very exciting. Around the fall, I would say, if you have specific topics that you would like to listen to or hear on the podcast, let us know. But that is an exciting development. This is the first time that we've announced this. So please just send us your suggestions for what to talk about. We'd love to hear your suggestions and we can try to incorporate as much as we can in that. So thank you so much for that. And Jen and I are working on that. And we'll have a combination of guests that are healthcare professionals, other leaders, staff at CIH as well. And so this is going to be a way to kind of bring out the health and wellness to even more people and encourage more access to this type of holistic health and get to the root cause of health and wellness, and also to really advance a community aspect as well. So we have a brain health series that Jen and I are also doing, which is anxiety happened last Tuesday. We're going to probably repeat this again at some point. Depression and cognitive decline or brain fog are happening for the next 2 weeks. These are built to insurance. They're group visits. We have another visit on the 29th, which is on the thyroid. These are all every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Um, Iris, if you're ever interested in sitting in, feel free to as well. These are really interesting because we get to kind of the root causes of why some of these things are happening. A lot of these things we talk about, anxiety, depression, cognitive decline, even thyroid disease, are labels. And so we understand that there's labels and there's conventional diagnoses, but there's also root cause, upstream reasons for why these things happen. And we know that the body is connected, the mind, body, spirit are connected. So having a more of a holistic, whole person view of why these things happen can really help up level and understand how to address these conditions. So there's an interest form that Jen will put in the chat box. If you're interested, please sign up for that. We'd love to see you there. You're all invited to that brain health series. It's still going on this month, along with the cicadas are still going on this month as well. So good to have some brain health for that. Um, June schedule. So last week we talked about CBD and THC. So Beth was on, did great there. Iris is talking today. And I will ask you in a minute to how to pronounce your last name because I don't want to, I want to get that right. So I apologize for that. Reflexology today, which we're really excited about. Jade and Shannon of Cacao Conscious are coming on again, who are amazing as well, to lead us through a yoga session, yoga experience next week. And then we'll have a CAH reunion at the end of the month, which is basically some of our practitioners coming on that you might not have seen. You might have seen their faces for over a year or so. Great to kind of come on, ask some questions, just kind of reconnect. And that'll be a lot of fun too. So that'll be on June 4th, 24th, which is the next 2 Thursdays from now. So we'll do a couple polling questions. We're going to bring the poll back a bit today. How are you feeling during this time? We know that there's been a lot happening with COVID. Different mask mandates are being rolled back. People are getting vaccines or not getting vaccines. People are going back to school, and then now school's out. A lot of things are happening in life. So how are you feeling during this time? How's your health? We just want to kind of see how you're doing overall. Just get a sense of things here. We'll just take a couple seconds to do that. Please vote, just like you vote in the elections. Please vote to have your voice heard. We should have had a question about the cicadas. Well, maybe we'll do that next week. How are you dealing with the cicadas? Most people are doing well. That's great to hear. Some people are tired and stressed. I think that's pretty normal too. Um, no one's feeling great, which is kind of an interesting. So we'll definitely want to talk about that. Do you want another? So we've had two COVID slash immune system public webinars talking about COVID and talking about different developments there. Do you want another webinar? We could do another one this month, potentially. Just want to see what the interest is there. This can help us plan what we can offer you here. Yes, no, or maybe. We typically put them on Zoom or Facebook and things like that. And there are two others that we've done before. I think January and April maybe is when we did them. So if you want one, let us know. If you don't, if it's enough about COVID, you've already heard enough about COVID, just you hear it from the news already. But if you want like kind of our take on it, just let us know there. Yes, no, or maybe. So most people say yes. So let's try to plan for that, Jen. Thank you for the yeah, thanks for all the votes, no matter how you voted there. That's great. And then we'll go to the next thing. Have you experienced reflexology before? So you might not be sure, what is reflexology? We're going to take a deep dive in that today with Iris. Um, it's a great treatment, it's a great experience modality to really help with your health and wellness. Yes, no, or not sure. Maybe you weren't sure what you were getting, but it actually was reflexology. So that's something. Thank you for voting here. So 5 people have, okay, so some people have gotten reflexology, maybe half of the votes anyway, and then there's more people on than that, but thank you for voting, those of you that voted. So definitely some people have had reflexology. If you would like to share your experience here, with everyone, that would be great because I think it can also teach a lot to other people too. So here is Iris, and if you could pronounce your name for me, I should have said it before, but yeah, Aharonvich.
Aharonvich.
Is that okay? I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. All right, well, thank you so much for being here, live from Phoenix. How's the weather out there, first of all?
Very nice. Now it's around 90 degrees and it's sunny and free of cicadas.
Free of cicadas.
And
We were
this is the
talking before
important
this,
thing for
right?
me.
Yes, yes. Were you here in Rockville when the cicadas were starting to kind of burrow out of the tunnels and
So
stuff?
I saw just one and we ran away. And this coming Saturday, we are coming back. So I will see them.
You still see them, yes. I imagine you will not be doing the chocolate-covered cicadas or anything like that,
No.
yes. Okay, well, great. Well, yeah, so we can start with maybe if you have this on the slide, but otherwise, how did you get into holistic health in general, reflexology? What is reflexology? I know people want to know about that. And then, yeah, we can go from there, and I will stop my video for now and I'll come back on in a minute to have a Q&A. Thank you so much, Iris.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Here it's morning, but in Rockville it's afternoon. I'm very happy and honored to be here with you all. Thank you, Dr. Wong, for asking me to be here with you and speaking about my favorite topic in the world, reflexology. So I will start with a short presentation. And after it, I will give the whole time for your questions. And I hope to answer all of them. And please don't hesitate to write down all your questions so you will not forget them. If you want to open your cameras after that to ask the questions, I will be happy to see you. And let's start. So I will do some screen share and let's start. So it's intro to reflexology. This is me and we will start. So who am I? I am ARCB, Nationally Certified Professional Reflexologist since 2000. I wrote it because I want you to remember that when you will choose to go to do reflexology, you want to be sure that your reflexologist is nationally certified by the ARCB. This means that she really studied correctly, and she knows what she is doing, and she knows to deal with your situation and issues, and to give the best session and the best answers that she can give you. Okay, so I studied reflexology in Israel. You can hear from my accent that I came from there. In Israel, it's in the healthcare system to go to reflexologists. So I worked in hospitals and medical centers. You are going to the doctor. He is referring you to the reflexologist based on what you are sharing with him. I am a great believer that reflexology is a complementary modality. So it's not alternative to anything. I really love to work with the doctors on my clients. So as you see, I built some curriculum. I spoke about reflexology. I taught reflexology, and I'm currently a member of the tri-board. I will speak about this tri-board, so you will understand what is it, and we will continue. So, what is reflexology? This tri-board, it's the RAA, the Reflexology Association of America. It's the ARCB, the American Reflexology Certification Board, and the NCRE, the National Council of Reflexology. They came together. I'm one of the board member, and we wrote the reflexology definition. So, reflexology is a protocol of manual techniques. It's thumb and finger walking, hook and back up, and rotating on a point applied on a specific reflex organ. And this is stimulate the neural pathway linking to your body. Okay, so in other words, reflexology is a non-invasive complementary practice involving the use of alternating pressure applied to the reflex within the reflex map of the body located on the feet. So a little history, ancient history, you can see that it was, we discovered it in India, in Egypt, in Europe. But basically what we are doing today in reflexology is very new. It's very modern. And you can see Dr. Fitzgerald, and this is Dr. Fitzgerald. You can see Dr. Riley, and you can see Eunice Ingham. And this is a very nice story that she was a physical therapist that worked with Dr. Fitzgerald. And he discovered a very unique way to numb some places on the face when he rubbed the fingers and the toes. And she took it a little forward and said to herself, okay, if the edge of our body reflect on our face, maybe all the rest of this edge, the palm and the feet, will reflect on the body itself. So she took the map of the body, and she took the feet, and she just started to cross lines. And this is how she discovered the reflexology. As I said, she was a physical practitioner. So she tried to do some sessions on her clients, and she said, okay, I have a new discipline. So what are the ways that reflexology works? It works on all our organs and systems. And reflexology is from the reflection. It's not a reflex. It's a reflection that all our body is reflect on our hands and our feet, and some will say even the outer ear. So it's working by the nervous system, and there are more than 8,000 nerves in our feet that we can work on. It's improve the circulation of the blood and the lymph system. It will balance our hormones. It will do some homeostasis, that this is what we want, and relaxation response. Reflexology is very recognized in the US, as you see, and even around the world. As you see, on 2016, the NIH recognized the reflexology as a therapeutic method, and you can even see it on their website. If you will go to the NIH website and just click reflexology, you will see what they are saying about it. So we can see around the world, in Germany, in Denmark, in China, South Africa, Paraguay, Israel, etc. So, is reflexology is a form of massage? You must say definitely no, 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 no. Massage is one thing, reflexology is another thing. They are both great methods, great disciplines, but they are working entirely differently. So the reflexology, as I said, works on the nervous system. You will be fully clothed with your clothes. The practitioner will work just on your feet, on your hands, outer ears. He is not going over any other parts of your body, and it will be with thumb walking and rotation. The massage will work on your muscles, and you can be almost naked, and it will be on your full body, and it will be with kneading and massaging. So it's different and completely two separate disciplines. So when someone is telling you, I will do foot reflexology, you want to understand if it's a foot reflexology or a foot massage, okay? I just want to show you some clinical evidence of reflexology. This is a study that is continue in the US. It started on 2010, recognized and funded by the NIH. The Michigan State University, it's a practitioner, a nurse practitioner. Her name is Gwen Whale, that she started this research, and it was on advanced breast cancer. And the result were that reflexology is safe, reflexology is a specialist therapist, and it's not a foot massage, significant improvement in dyspnea, that it's shortness of breath, and we can see a better ability to function in the everyday activities with those clients. So this study was so well went that they decided to do another. And this is the next study, the second one, also funded by the NIH. And it was about caregivers that they taught them how to do reflexology to their deers. So the basic results were that it's improved pain and nausea and sleep and appetite and fatigue and all the others that you can see here. So when this study went so well, they said to themselves, okay, maybe we want to expand it and not to do just breast cancer patient. And now they are doing the third study, and this is about all the cancer patients in all the variety of cancer. I do not have still the results. It's ongoing. I promise to publish it when it will be updated. So there are a lot of other researches about reflexology around the world, about women in labor and anxiety, stress, chronic pain, PTSD, PMS, blood pressure, digestive issues. You can find all those research in my website, in the NIH website, in the Reflexology Association of America, in the ARCB. There are a lot of research out there. So I told you that I believe that this is the perfect world when we integrate, when this is a complementary, that the client and the practitioner and the doctor speaks together and brainstorm together on the specific issue of the client. And reflexology is your perfect and safe way to avoid opioids. So the client in the middle and the practitioner and the doctors around him. Um, in one sentence, reflexology is not just about feet or hands or outer ears. It's about compassionate touch, the care and the safe place for the client, for the patient who wants to see the benefit in all aspects of life, physical, emotional, and mental. This is what you will meet in the clinic of the reflexology. So I promised a very short presentation, and thank you for listening. And now I want you to ask your questions. So feel free to start. I'll open the chat. Is there something?
Um,
Okay.
I have some questions. Oh, there are some questions. Okay. Yeah. So, can you do reflex? First of all, Iris, that's a great, just learned a lot right there. That's a great overview. And I think I should also say that Iris is certainly one of the nation's leading reflexologists. You've been on the board for probably a while. And I know you've not only
Thank
been
you.
a
Yeah.
reflexology practitioner, but also advancing reflexology and the knowledge of the public, awareness of reflexology too. So that's been really great. So
Yeah.
that's the
And
first.
legislation.
And legislation. Okay, we can talk about that too. Yes. What's going on with? Well, we can talk about that in a minute. I think first of all, just clinically, you had mentioned about how some of the studies. I think study two there, the family members were getting taught reflexology right at home, which is very
Right.
relevant now, especially. Can we be taught reflexology? Is that something you teach, or can people just learn reflexology? How do they learn reflexology, if so?
Okay. It's a great question. So thank you for this question. Yes and no. And I will start with the no. Okay. The no is if you want to be specialist in something, you want to go and learn and study and be a professional in it,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
So this is one thing. The yes is that when we are taking a very, very, very specific issue and we are doing a protocol, that this is what you are doing with this client. You are not going beyond and you are not thinking it over. So yes, um, and I will take another example, not just cancer. I will take the example of parents with little ones that are coming to my clinic and say, "Hey, we need some help with our toddler, with our infant." It will not make sense that I will ask them to bring this little one so many times to my clinic.
mhm,
It will make sense that I will teach them, hey, this is the specific things that you want to do. Let's say that he is suffering from constipation. So I will teach them exactly what they need to do. They know their infant in the best way. They can do it over the day for a couple of times. They can do it for 1 minute. They can do it for 20 seconds. It will be perfect and very beneficial for them. One, to give him the best treatment, and the second, to give him some emotional support
mhm.
and bonding, and it's great. So it's yes and no for
Yes,
your
got it.
question.
And you can give the client or the parents, like you said, the protocol, and then they can kind of do it at home once they learn that, and you have that knowledge to be able to figure out, hey, which protocols to use or kind of what to mix with that. Got it.
Correct.
Great. That makes a lot of sense. So I guess that's the next thing is, are there tips for things we can do at home? I mean, that's another kind of home question. So in other words, um, is it something where they would see you in an appointment and then you kind of teach them there, or do you do like more like group, you know, classes or something like that, in terms of how to
So
teach?
yeah, you can do either. You can do both. If someone is coming to my clinic and share with me some issue with his child that I think he's too young to come to the clinic and to be in a session and all this environment, I will teach exactly. I will want to see the client for one time, but after this, I will teach the parent exactly what to do, go home, tell me the results in time, and we will continue from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm doing some workshops, and this is or for fun or to know a little more, how to get ready for winter, to all these flu seasons,
Yes.
what we can do at home. I want to say to everyone, even though you don't know how to do reflexology, touch.
Mm-hmm.
Just this touch is with a lot of energy, with a lot of potential to just start and stimulate our body that gives something, some energy, and starts to do something.
Yes, and I'll just bring in the acupuncture that learned about medical acupuncture, and that kidney one point is right on the foot. The kidney one is right at the let's see, where is it exactly? But kind of like if you scrunch up your foot, like pretend this is my foot, and it's like right here, like that point,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
So that's a great point. Although it's probably easier to access that point with reflexology with a needle, because if you put a needle in that part of the foot, it kind of hurts quite a bit. So kidney one, for everyone that is interested in that, you can look that up too. Question from email: how often do you have to do reflexology to see results? And that's a very broad question, but that's probably something you get asked.
But it's a very good question.
Yes,
So
thank you.
yes, you want to have some sessions to see results. And I usually say a good session, a good series of session will be between 8 to 10 sessions. After 5 sessions, you want to start to see results, if not before. But after 5 sessions, you and me want to see results. If there will not be any result that can say to you, I'm in the right place, so reflexology will not give you the answer for your issue, and you want to start and seek it in another place with another method. Um, because yes, maybe after 20 sessions, this miracle will start to happen, but we want something more quick,
Yes,
right?
and typically, and in your clinical experience, you've found that the people that get longer term benefit, they'll start having some response, even if it's not a full response, even as partial help response after 5 sessions. Yes,
Yes, and even
great.
before, but
Yes.
this 5 session is like a stepping stone that you
Hmm.
say, okay, this is the line that I want to
Yeah.
stop and think if I want to continue, and she's the right practitioner for me, and this is the right
Right.
method for me,
Right.
or I'm not in
Right.
the
We
right
kind of
place.
see the same thing as well here in our clinic and acupuncture and intravenous nutrition. Sometimes by 5 sessions, we can tell, even though it could be like a 10 session series
Right.
as a plan, like that's the kind of thing. But like you said, sometimes it depends. Okay, some people are asking about insurance. Does
Hmm.
insurance cover reflexology? If not, what is the cost estimate for each session? Might as well talk about that now if people kind of want to know and
Yeah.
talk
So
with you at the beginning.
unfortunately, reflexology is not recognized by the insurance companies. Um, um, as I said, I'm coming from Israel. There, it is recognized by the insurance company. So you are going to the doctor. He refers you to the reflexology, and you are doing just the copay.
Mm,
Here
mm,
it's not. We are working on it very hard. It will take a lot of time. We are dealing with very massive finance issues. With yes, it will be difficult, but it will be, I believe.
yeah. So are you working on that nationally, or what's going on with the legislation for reflexology? Yeah.
So it's nationally, but each state as well, because in the U.S., each of the states has its own legislations and
Hmm.
own law.
Yeah.
And in each state, you need to educate the legislators and the government
Hmm.
what is reflexology, and especially, um, I'm very sad to say it, that they mix with the massage method, and the
Mm, mm,
massage has a lot of power. So sometimes they are saying, okay, you can be under the massage and do reflexology under the massage, but it's two different types
mhm,
of modalities,
mhm,
and
mhm.
I will not go and study massage to
Right,
be a reflexologist,
right.
right?
Because they're
So
different. Right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, they probably don't totally understand the differences that you
So there are
beautifully
we
clarified.
have some 5 states now that has their own reflexology law.
Mhm.
We have other states that have exemption from the massage law, so they can be
Mhm.
reflexologists and not massage
How is it
and
in
reflexologist.
Maryland?
So we are under the massage, but we have exceptions from this.
Okay,
So we can work. Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And what I think a couple people were asking, how long are your sessions typically, or how long is a good, how long is a reflexology session?
So a basic traditional reflexology session will be about between 45 to 1 hour session. I prefer 1 hour session, but I will say that it depends on the health situation of the clients, because sometimes it's too much to have one whole hour, so it will be much less, but
Okay.
it's something, yeah.
What is the cost estimate? A couple of people want to ask about general what a reflexologist typically charge in terms of
So
cost per session.
it can be from, I think, 70 to 150,
Hmm.
180, something in this range.
Hmm.
Um, it depends on the
Can I
reflexologist.
ask what you usually have for your charges? Yeah.
Sure, my first session, my first initial one, will be 1 hour and a half session, and this will be 130. All the others for of one session, 1 hour, will be 95.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. And then
Let me explain what is this initial first
yes,
session. Maybe
sure,
this
sure.
will, yeah, put
Help.
some, yeah, light on it. So when you will come for the first session, you will be on the table with your clothes,
Hmm.
with a blanket. I will be just near your feet, and it will take me between 20 to 25 minutes to examine your feet. I will browse your body through your feet. So I will go over all the reflex organs and systems. And after this time, I will share with you what actually I saw or felt in your feet about your reflex organs. So it can be, for instance, that I will ask Dr. Wong, what do you know about your C3 vertebrae in your neck?
Hmm.
And you will tell me, oh, I have herniated disc there.
Yeah.
Okay? Or it can be, Dr. Wong, what do you know about your large intestine? And you will say, oh, I have some issue with my constipation or Crohn or colitis, or this will be the assessment. And after this, I will say, okay, so we have this, and that organs and systems with issues. And I want to take care of your um, uh, C vertebra on your neck, and I want to take care of the digestive system, and I want to take care of the thyroid gland because, and I will explain why. And this will take me X sessions, and the frequency of the sessions that I recommend will be this, like twice a week, once a week, every other week, whatever. And after that, you will share with me what you think about my plan. And I can start because I have 1 hour and a half to start a real session on you. So by the end of this session, you will be able to tell yourself, oh, okay, I can feel, I can sense. Now I understand what she is doing and what she spoke about. And she's the right practitioner for me. And I want to stay and continue all this series or not.
Hmm.
So this will be the first session.
Great. Thank you so much for that detailed explanation. I think it's fascinating how the body is all connected. All the sensory nerves and the hands and feet are connected internally. So in a way, when you're treating the hands and feet, you're also treating the internal organs.
Right.
Yeah.
And the soul.
And the soul, yes. And that's
And the
why your
soul.
practice is called foot and soul, right?
Right.
That's amazing. Let's see. Okay, Margaret is asking, can doing reflexology in the quote unquote wrong way do more harm than good if someone doesn't know enough to truly help someone's health, or if not done effectively, is it more likely to be harmless? So, in other words, are there any risks of reflexology? I guess is that question.
So when you don't know to do reflexology, I don't think that you will do any harm. You will touch, you will hold, you will do a sort of massage.
Mhm.
So it will be okay.
Yeah.
If you know to do reflexology, you will know that there are some points and are some areas that you will not go there when your client's having some specific issues. Let's say that my client is pregnant. So there are some areas that I know I won't touch while she is pregnant. And I know that I will touch if she will invite me to her delivery in the hospital, and I will touch these points to open everything to give her a delivery, a healthy and
Yeah.
easy delivery. So yeah.
Great. Great. Have you helped with deliveries? Yeah.
Yes,
That's exciting.
yes, yes. This is exciting. Yes.
Very exciting, yes. And it can probably be with less drugs too, if they're opening up more.
Sure. Yes, yes.
And then just from an integrative medicine perspective, one thing I would like to ask is, would having the note from the doctor, let's say, or some of the metabolic work like thyroid or hormone kind of patterns, and if we kind of knew there were some diagnoses or other patterns, would that help you and your work as a reflexologist?
Yes, it will. Um, when I'm doing my assessment, I, with my knowledge, this is what I know. But
Hmm.
if the doctor will speak with me, I will
Yeah.
share what I think this client has. And the doctor will give more information, and we will do some brainstorm on what we are thinking. It will benefit everyone.
Yes. I agree, and then that's why what you just said, working in Israel, being in the hospitals and the clinics there, the doctors are kind of integrated. That's really awesome. It's really
Yeah.
amazing. Let's talk about some big topics like how does reflexology, and you can address this all at one time or separately depending on how you want to address this, but how does reflexology address pain in general, and then specifically things like headache and migraine? I think there were some questions on that.
So again, I will say that in general, we have some protocols to deal with any situation. But as my clinic's name, Foot and Soul, this is where the professional reflexologist is coming to this picture.
Yes.
When the client is coming and I see, okay, there is some headaches, migraines, um, those issues, I have some protocol. But if I am going over and browsing his body, and I see that there is some issues with constipation, and I see that there is some issues with liver, I can connect all of those. And when I will do a session on with the protocol of migraine, but I will add to it this liver, and I will add to it the intestine, and I will add to it maybe some hormones that the stress situation of this person in his life now contribute to this migraine, this will be a perfect session that this person will get. So
Yes.
this is
Kind
the
of.
soul.
Yeah.
Yes.
The soul, yes, yes. Speaking of soul, actually, we'll get to that next question for a second, but just wanted to say Marna is in the house. Marna is our nurse practitioner here. I know she's very interested in herbal medicine, natural medicine, of course, functional medicine, reflexology. So, yep, Marna has a question. Hey, Marna, will you have tenderness over pressure points on your feet if you have certain issues in your body? So I guess like, in other words, let's say it was a back pain issue, right? Is there going to be some physical, besides you feeling it, will the patient feel tenderness over those areas when you do the touch?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
But it, he will feel some tenderness when I will push those areas.
Okay.
Okay, so sometimes the client will come and say, "Hey, I have this tenderness in one part of my feet," and I can say, "Oh, yes, it make a very good connection with what we spoke about." And
Yeah.
sometimes he will not pay attention to it, but when I will press there, he will say, "Oh, this is the point," and okay, this is your migraine.
Thank you, Marna, for that question. That's great. So yeah, having a professional do that like you and figuring out you can have a much more kind of sense of what's going on there, and that the tissue can respond to your touch on that,
Right,
right?
right.
And Amelia has a question on. She says that she's seen an acupuncturist and she's done some acupuncture and herbs, probably TCM or acupuncture and herbs for anxiety, and it really seemed to help. Can reflexology also help with anxiety?
Sure, reflexology can help in every situation. Um, Again, since we are dealing with the nerve system and we have all this connection from our feet or hands to all the body, and we have all the reflex organs and systems in our feet and in our hands, we can deal with any issue. But again, as I said, not everything is perfect to everyone. So this is where you, as a client, is coming to the picture to come to the session, to have the feeling of what is it, to see if you have any connection with your practitioner, and when you have those two, you are in the right place.
Hmm.
If one of them is like wacky, you don't want to stay there and you want to continue with your acupuncture.
Yeah, and I really like what you say there, Iris, because oftentimes, we kind of wear glasses. I'm putting my blue blocking glasses here, right? And we kind of just have a colored lens about, everything. And I think it's really important to know, professionally that, medicine doesn't work for everything. Acupuncture doesn't work for everything. Reflexology doesn't work for everything. Everyone has, different needs at certain times. Those needs might change even for the same person, right? Maybe they need some medicine once in a while. They need some acupuncture once in a while. Just use these three examples. Maybe they need some reflexology, and they can all complement and they can all be synergistic with each other at
Right.
different points in that person's life. So I really like that because if you have practitioners that say, "Oh, it's going to work for everything all the time," we know that that's not the way the universe works. So
Right. Right.
yeah, so that's definitely a good point. Let's see. Okay, so Marnia, this is cool. She's been seeing a reflexologist for over 25 years, and she knew that, if you don't, yeah, she knew that she was pregnant before she was pregnant. That's an
Uh,
interesting. Thank you for.
yes, yes. Sometimes it's very happy to say, "Hey, you are pregnant." Sometimes are unfortunately some sad um, uh, issues that we can
Mm,
tell.
okay.
I can say that um, I discovered some tumors in my clients. I can say that I discovered some stones in the kidneys
I
for
see. So meaning like you think, okay, well then go back to the doctor, they do the imaging and then they confirm that is what.
right,
Got
right,
it. Okay, wow.
right. And you
Yeah,
want to be very careful, to say to your client, "Hey, you have tumor." No, you are
right,
not.
right. Like, but hey, maybe you should get that checked out or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right.
Right. Okay. So this is a question that you can let us know if this is appropriate or not on this. But are there any simple things that we can do at home to start with reflexology? Let's say there's a pain somewhere. Any techniques that people could use in general, or is it better to go to a session with you and then kind of do that, or are there things they can kind of start to learn on their own? I don't know.
So for this, I will say yes and yes.
Okay.
um, um, as I said, you want to go to a professional one, a professional reflexologist, because he knows what to do and how to do, and this is what his profession. In the other hand, it's always good to touch the people that we love. It's always good to um, make the connection.
Mhm.
And now, after my presentation, you can start to think to yourself, okay, these are my hands, or imagine the feet,
Mhm.
and put them aside to your body, all the body, and start to make lines. Okay, you will see that your thumb or your big toe are your head.
Okay.
Okay, you can see that this part,
Mhm.
okay, and in the feet, this part, the lateral part,
Lateral. Okay.
yeah, it's your shoulders.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay, you
Nice.
can see, yes, you can see that the medial side,
Mhm.
okay, of your fingers and your toes
Mhm.
and your feet
Mhm.
is your back,
Okay.
because this is the middle of my body,
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
right? Makes
Yep.
sense,
Yes.
etc., etc.
Okay.
So just think, where can it be? And when your child or your loved one say, "Oh, I have headache," just massage their thumb or the big toe.
Mhm.
Okay, you will not do reflexology, you will do massage. You will massage it because you don't know how to do reflexology. But if you will go to the reflexologist and he will explain to you how to do it, or you will be in some workshop, you will know better how to do reflexology and not massage.
Yes, we have a general thought on what are your thoughts on how COVID and social distancing has affected people, meaning like not being as not having the opportunity to be as close with each other?
Yeah. So I'm a very great believer in in touch, in hug, um, in this connection.
Yes.
Um, like I told you before, I prefer to see my audience and not to speak to a blank screen.
Yes, yes.
And when my clients are coming to my clinic, they know that they will have a hug, and I can tell you that now my clients are coming to the clinics and they are standing near me and say, "You are not going to hug me, huh?" And in this so simple question that they erase,
Yes.
I can see how this touch is important.
Oh, yeah.
This is not reflexology when I'm hugging my client,
Yeah.
right? It's just a connection. It's
Connect.
energy. It's
Yeah.
it's the love.
Just the love, right?
So yeah, I think that COVID affect us
Mhm.
very bad. But in the other hand, I can see how people are, like you said in the beginning, proactive now, and they are taking their life and responsibility on their hands, and they are calling and asking for reflexology
Mhm.
or other complementary medicine, because they understand that it's not just about the medical situation that you are giving them in this session. It's about the touch that you give them.
Correct.
Meanwhile, you are doing it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. And I would just add to that what you just said there, Iris, that everyone on this webinar taking the time to listen to you, learn about reflexology, participate, everyone here just to offer you some congratulations here for taking charge of your own health, and to everyone that's listening in here, just really investing your time and learning about this on this webinar. Reflexology is such a interesting discipline, and definitely it's something that I think we need to learn more about, for sure. And so I'm so glad that you're doing so much research, advocacy, and doing your own clinical practice. It's just great that you're right here in Rockford. We'll be very soon again, along with all of us and the cicadas. But
Yeah. Oh my God.
sorry to remind you again, but Liz Reese, our heart math instructor and coach here, she has a great question about what do bunions on your feet, do they say, I guess, what do they say about your body from a reflexology perspective?
Okay. So this is a challenging question. Elizabeth, thank you for this question. Um, I will not answer directly, since it will not be professional enough to do it. Um, anything, anything that we can see and feel, but especially see in our feet, referring to some emotional situation that we are on and going through. So to tell you, oh, the bunions are depression, it will be not professional enough. But when you will come to the reflexology clinic and you will start to have sessions, and in time, not in the first session and maybe even not in the second one, in time when you and I, or you and the reflexologist will have some bonding and connection, and you will feel safe enough in the clinic, and you will know for sure that all the things that you will share will stay there just between you and this practitioner. The reflexologist can share with you what is this banyan mean in your life, and why you specifically have this banyan in your feet. So I hope that I answered the question, because yeah.
Yes, I think, yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you so much, Iris. And then, is it similar if you have a point in your feet that is painful with direct touch? So I think this idea of painful points that when you stimulate them or touch the feet, let's say, is that indicating some sort of imbalance in the body?
Yes, I can. I just shared this. My client came and I went over her urinary duct.
Mm,
Okay.
mhm.
And when I went over this urinary duct, I felt something.
Okay.
And she immediately said, "Oh my God, this is so painful." And one day after, she called me from the hospital telling me I'm there with a stone. So, yes,
That's really great to be able to, help along with that process of, what's going on with that person there. Yes, that thank you so much. And then actually Liz was saying about the bunions, she was asking for a child. Is that process different for a child?
this is a great question. No, no, it's not another process because children, like adults, are going through a lot of things. And I even believe that we are coming with some very big basket that we are carrying to this
Carrying.
world.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes, so everyone has a reason to the banyan or whatever he has on his feet.
Yes. Okay, one more question, and I love this question because so Bill is asking about, does CIH offer oh no, do you offer sessions at CIH? So we can talk more about that offline. We'd love to work with you though. It'd be amazing. I'll talk to Christine here about that. Christine's saying yes, please, our practice administrator here. So yeah, we can talk more about that. Love to just chat with you more about how to partner together and everything. So anyway, thank you so much, Iris, for coming on today, educating us about reflexology, about its health benefits, and really, again, part of our series on taking charge of your own health and wellness. And I think go visit Iris and Rockville. Give her a call. She's got a great studio there, amazing, energetic presence.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you so much. And we will talk to you very soon. Thanks, Iris.
Yes. So I will say thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for everyone. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you so much for those thoughtful questions. And I will say touch, 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 hug, give attention, look at the eyes of the person that is speaking to you,
Mhm.
and that just touch. This is the starting point to everything. And yes, I will be happy to see you in my clinic.
Agree and great with all of that. Thank you so much, Iris. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today and participating. And hope you have a great rest of your day. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.